Now, Barcelona, are they back, or are we just getting excited, or are we living up to the hype? Now, there's plenty of talk coming out. The president's coming out. They've signed Christensen and they've signed Kessier, the AC Milan midfielder. The president came out and said that we can't say it, but we've signed a defender and a holding midfielder. Fabrizio Romano has come out and said that they've signed Christensen and they've signed Kessier. These are two very good signings. Kessier, especially, he's a very, very good signing. As a United fan, I sit there and say, okay, hold on. We're desperate for a holding midfielder. Why did we not try to sign Kessier? I think it's great. I think Barcelona have done well. They've realised where they are and the position that they're in. They've realised that they can't go and sign, these crazy, crazy, outlandish players. I think Christensen is a player that will fit the La Liga. And I think he's a player that will sort of take over Piqué's role. And I think he'll do a good job. He's a Champions League winning centre-back. I think I think Chelsea wouldn't mind letting him go. At the same time, I think they would have liked to keep him if they could have. But we know financially and all that sort of stuff, I think they'd much rather keep Rudiger. But even Rudiger seems like he could be on his way out to Juventus or something like that. But Christensen and Kessier, I think two great signings. I think that once they make it official, I think Kessier especially will be fantastic. And you look at those two players, which are the two players in those positions that have been at Barcelona for a long time and they've got to need replacing? Sergio Busquets and Gerard Piqué. So you look at that, they've established where they need to fill in the holes. I think Busquets and Piqué will still play on next year, so they're still going to be in their environment and probably take them under their wing. And I think Kessier and Christensen could be the centre-backs for a very, very long time. Centre-back, like Araujo at Barcelona, probably butchered his name, but a centre-back in there who's been doing well recently the last couple of weeks. I think, again, Barcelona, they've done all right. They've done well since Xavi came in. They've done well to sort of scrape him out of where they were. I don't think it's all petals and roses and all that sort of stuff, but I think it's a much better direction. I think Barcelona back is a bit of a push, but I think Barcelona heading in the right direction is a fair enough call. I think Barcelona, they've done right stuff. Xavi coming in seems to have brought a bit of enthusiasm back. He's obviously a club legend. I think the likes of Pedri, he's an absolute gun. Probably one of the best players under the age of 21 in the world. He's a machine. So I think heading in the right direction, it's a fair call for Barcelona. But they're currently sitting third. I think they're getting the best out of the players that they brought in. You look at Aubameyang, and they had that great win against Real Madrid, 4-0 win. Aubameyang's got a bit of a chip on his shoulder. I think if he can keep on putting in performances, it's going to be good. I think Dembele coming back from injury and actually playing, after things were looking a little bit interesting between, his relationship with the club, I think Dembele and Aubameyang are building a little bit of a partnership. I think Dembele has actually been quite solid. He's put in a couple of very, very good performances the last couple of weeks as well. But I think just more importantly, the enthusiasm and sort of the cohesion and just the want to be there is massive. I think it's huge. I think Barcelona, they've done well. They're putting bums on seats once again. They've got a new sponsorship coming in with Spotify. I think the players that are getting game time, and it's always that period where when you're not playing well, you end up getting game time to young players. And because these young players are coming in unexperienced, they're not going to be as good as your massive world beaters in midfield and in striker and in centre-back. So it's always that sort of pro and con that comes with not being a great team and having young players. But then you go to that period where you can bring in some good players to help these young kids build, but then these young kids have then gained that experience and they've got some game time under their belt and they've started to play. So Barcelona back, just relax. Barcelona in the right direction, I think we can say it. I think Barcelona are heading in the right direction. I think Barcelona back is still a little bit of a stretch. I think Real Madrid are still quite in front of them in the sense of where they are right now as a club and team-wise and ability-wise, but I think from Barcelona, where they started off the season with Messi leaving and the manager, all the situations there, to where they are now, it's much more of an improvement. But I still would just hold back on saying Barcelona's back. Right direction? Yes. Back? No. So, Barcelona fans, are you happy? What more do you want to see change of the club? Which players do you want to bring in? I think these two signings are massive. I think they're very, very good signings for Barcelona. And they're coming not at a massive fee either. So I think it's a positive direction for Barcelona. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for watching the One Nil show. It's going to wrap us up for this week. You can also now check out these shows on Spotify. I've got to have them in the podcast section. It's not a podcast. It's a show. So thank you for watching. I'm Costa. This has been One Nil. Deuces.